Welcome all you Aquarians to your weekly energy update where we're looking to see what energies the Creator wants you to know about this upcoming week. And we're focusing on the week of May 1st to May 8th, but they are timeless. So if you're coming across this reading outside of that time frame, still trust your intuition and watch the video because I'm sure there are messages for you. But we're going to start off here pulling from the Syrian Starseed Tarot. And FYI, any of the cards that I use during a reading, I do put links to those in the description box below. So if any of them tickle your fancy, you can check them out there. And this, of course, is for Aquarians, no matter where Aquarius is at in your chart, whether it's your moon, your sun, your rising sign, wherever it may be, this reading is for you. So for our Aquarians, what would you like them to know about the energies of this week? Creator, what do you want them to know for our Aquarians? Okay, actually, they want this one on the very bottom. Yep, you have the Two of Crystals, which would be the Two of Pentacles in the Standard Tarot. And I love the yin on there, obviously, for obvious reasons. But it is this wonderful connection here of understanding there's two places that you can find your worth from, where you find your abundance from in this life. And one is the human side of things, the conditional world, the fear of losing conditional love and all these expectations and all these conditional love laws, as I call them, or from a place of a higher spiritual realm of the unconditional love. And both are present in each other, which is what the yin yang or yin yang is all about, however you want to pronounce it. In the darkness there is the light, in the light there is the darkness, and it's basically saying that it's a piece of us. We come here on purpose to experience this power of choice, to be able to choose and experience what it might feel like to feel small and to feel limited and to feel all those delicious emotions of fear. Because in experiencing those, we more fully understand the opposite. The unconditional love, we understand it more fully when we experience the conditional love. We understand joy more when we have experienced sadness. So in experiencing that contrast of the opposites, we come to this awareness. And so this week, there is this power of choice that is being brought to your attention, that you get to choose from which place. Wherever you're investing your energy is what's going to grow, but you get to choose from which place that you have your abundance, you define your worth by during this week. We're also, of course, going to pull some clarifying cards here from the Sun and Moon Tarot as well. So we'll see what else, more clarity, more information, more data on what this is about. All right, so for our Aquarians, what else would you like them to know here? Okay, got that one and that one and this one, and they do want this one and that one. What else? Okay, yeah, I thought there was at least one more, and there it is. Okay, so let's put these here. And of course, in Aquarian style, we don't start off with a subtle card. We start off with a very ominous card, the Tower, which this is a beautiful card because this does tell us that whatever is being removed out of our life is being removed to allow something bigger and better and more in alignment with our next adventure to take its place. So whatever is being removed out of our life and being brought into our life is being brought on purpose for a purpose. And this Two of Crystals makes total sense with all this, because you do have a choice of how you look at whatever circumstance, because the crystals is the outside world. Whatever is being removed or coming into our lives during the week is basically for you. You have a choice to really trust the process, trust the flow of life, the Creator, the whole realm, and trust that life is not an out of control drama train that's about to leap off the tracks and explode, but that there's a purpose for everything and that life is happening for you instead of that life is happening to you and, oh my gosh, why is this happening to me? And going through all that, you have the choice of which way you want to look at it. This, you get to experience victimhood. This one, you get to experience victorhood and feeling that, feeling special, feeling like, wow, this is happening. It's been designed for me for my greatest experience, right? So I love that message coming in here. And then you have the King of Cups. Cups are our emotions. The King of Cups is the highest emotion that you can feel. And he is carrying in his hand here, this is the Holy Grail, this is the chalice. It's full of the living waters, the unconditional love of the Creator of all things, the Mother and Father of all things. So there's this wave of emotion that's coming in here. I mean, represented, this huge full moon. It's bringing this emotion, this higher emotion, this ability to feel this deep love inside instead of experiencing everything else the king experienced, which is basically when he looked outside of himself into the physical world for his wholeness and his completeness. That's where he got to experience disappointment and, that instability that comes when you do define yourself or you base your life upon the outside things. Because if you define it by relationships are unstable. People change or pass away, right? Or if you define your worth and your emotional base on circumstances like a job, education, some sort of situation, we know situations never stay the same. That's very unstable. And then also, like if we're defining our emotions based on our bodies or our possessions or our bank accounts, those things are unstable. They of course deteriorate, break down, are stolen or burned down. So when we're looking outside of ourselves into the physical world for our emotional stability and that love that we're hungering for, that's where our disappointment comes. That's when we feel unstable and our emotions feel unstable. But here, the King of Cups is presenting the unconditional love we've been searching for all along, which we find from within. And that's what all those things do. They continually disappoint in the outside world, pointing us over and over to find what we're looking for inside here. So I love that. Yeah, and then you have the Hanged Man, another major arcana. So you've got two really significant major arcana here, because the Hanged Man is all about seeing things from a different perspective, seeing things from a higher perspective. And so there is this movement, this change from this old way of looking at things and seeing things. Like we said, you have the two places you can look from here, and it's allowing you to see things from that different, higher perspective, which is where we find our freedom. And then you have the Three of Pentacles. Now, the Three of Pentacles is your outside world, like we were talking about. In fact, it's what comes after this. This would be the Two of Pentacles. This is the Three of Pentacles. The Three of Pentacles is this message about authenticity, about expressing yourself to the world, expressing that unconditional love that lives within you to the world in your own unique and special way. A lot of times you'll see in the tarot that someone's like creating a work of art and there's two other people in the card. One of them represents someone who would be standing behind them, but they're standing behind them, not like backing them up, but backstabbing them. They're the ones that are the dream breakers, the, naysayers. Why are you doing it that way? You're never going to be successful at that. Why don't you do something worthwhile? This is not the way you should do it. Blah, 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 blah. And they're very obvious in our life. I mean, we've become very aware that we put them outside of our circle. We don't have to surround ourselves by all that negative energy all the time, right? And so they don't take us so much up our authentic path unless we're really afraid of them and we're really wanting to please them and be a people pleaser, and then we will bend over backwards and not do things our own authentic way. But the other person is someone that is supporting. They're like, we're so proud of you. you're doing things so well, and we're excited to see what you do with this, and and we really appreciate that support because we don't want them to move over to that naysayer camp. And our ego, our human side, the other human side over here, out of the two choices, it loves the support. It loves, that validation. It hungers for that, right? So it doesn't want to anger them. So they're more likely to be able to pull us off our authentic path than those other, negative Nellies that were, against us. So they might say something like, oh, this is really great how you're doing this. Have you ever thought of doing it this way, though? And we might be like, well, I don't want to lose their support, so I'll bend a little more towards that way off of my path. So this card is this message of finding this passion within, seeing this new way of looking at things, helps you connect to your true passion in your life, about what you want to do with your life, and to stay, it's an encouragement to stay on your authentic path. Try not to be pulled and swayed off of that path into those other directions. And then you have the Ace of Cups. So being reinforced here, again, like I was talking about here, this King of Cups brings that. And so this is basically saying, yes, find this unconditional love that is within you and allow it to, you become this chalice. You get to fill up with this beautiful energy that's coming from up above. Let it fill you up and overflow out to the world, and express that in your own unique, special way. I don't have to tell Aquarians that. I'm an Aquarian sun, so I understand. When people call me weird or strange, or like, you don't do things like other people do it, and I'm like, thank you, because we love being unique. Aquarian, the age of Aquarius is all about this transformation and to do things differently. The old ways don't work anymore. We're ready to be these new, ingenious individuals showing a new way of doing things. And that's what this is, turning into here, is you get to choose a higher place, a deeper place to act from, to live from. And I love that. Then you have the Six of Cups, which talks about pleasure up here. But the Six of Cups, cups is our emotions, and six is movement. And this is movement of our emotions, from old ways of feeling about things to new ways of feeling about things. And this does involve some transformation of how you looked at some past experiences and some past emotions that you had. And what I mean by that is that when you fill up with this love, you're able to understand when you have this, the Two of Pentacles, the two places. Every moment is either of conditional love, the fear of losing conditional love, or unconditional love. When you go back and look at moments in your life, when you understand that when we choose the fear of losing conditional love, when the human goes into fight or flight mode, the blood rushes out of their brain and they lose mentality to think and to respond in an emotionally mature and intelligent way. Because it's not looking, our brain doesn't want us to stand still and go, I wonder if that dinosaur is going to eat me, and then we're eaten. It wants to, when it goes into fight or flight mode, it wants to either fight to survive or run to survive. And so when we're in this conditional love, this fear of losing a conditional love that can be lost, versus this unconditional love that has no conditions, that cannot be lost. When we go back and look at a memory and we realize, is this memory of unconditional love? Well, no. Then it's of the fear of losing conditional love. And when we realize, okay, the reason that's a painful memory is because it was full of fear, and fear pricks our heart and it makes us feel afraid. And so when we go back, look at a situation, we're like, oh, so I was responding with fear or reacting in fear, and that person was reacting in fear. I was out of my mind, they were out of their minds, and the little kid in each one of us felt unsafe and out of control, just wanted to feel safe again and in control again, and it did mindlessly what it felt it needed to do to feel that safety again. And it's usually not a very loving thing that happens when it's like two animals who are panicking. They're, biting and scratching and then running, right? So when you look at that situation, that old memory that way, you can see the situation differently. You start to see it from this place of understanding that, oh, so they were in fear, and so their actions were for survival. It wasn't anything meant towards me. And then I see my actions were out of survival and not unconditionally loving either. And so you see the situation differently. You see that other person differently, and you see yourself differently. And that old memory does move. It transforms into something different for your life. It no longer is this heavy thing. It gets burnt down and removed and replaced with something more loving in your life. So this is great. This is definitely this awareness that is coming for you here as you see the two sides of the world, the two different choices that you can make. It changes what you want to do and how you want to express yourself with your life, but also changes your impressions of your past, of who you are, because your past changes. You start to realize you don't take things that people did to you towards your worth, right? You realize, oh, they, cheated on me not because they had it out for me, because they were in fear. They feared that they were not feeling worthy, they were not good enough, that whatever it might have been, their actions were not personal, like wanting to hurt me. They were just in this out of their mind survival mode. And so it does transform things, and also allows you to forgive yourself too, that you realize, okay, yeah, I realize I acted stupid and I was out of my mind, and now I know why. And you can forgive yourself as you forgive all of mankind, right? So for your final messages, we're going to pull from the Wild Offering Oracle here and to see what your final message is from the Creator for this week is. But I love this. This is very empowering energy that's coming in. All right, so the final message for our Aquarians for this week, please. Okay, that's one. And, oops. These, yep, they said just this one here. All right. So your first one is the works and work. I'm now available to receive all who can benefit from my work. Use me to relieve suffering on the planet. May all who need me find me. The divine is my complete source for all prosperity and will provide. Yeah. So this, I really feel this is that authenticity message that was coming in here. So definitely that reinforces what we talked about there. And then you have health. Allow me, divine, to be tender and accepting of my body, no matter what ailments I may have. May I always know it's doing the best that it can. Help me be a loving ally and friend to this sacred form. And I really feel like this unconditional love coming in here is such an important piece for your body, for your physical health. I'm not a medical physician at all and not certified, so take these as you will with the messages. But fear, when I was talking about fight or flight, you can search fight or flight and research it, and you find that when we are in fight or flight mode, our body shuts down so many systems. It's supposed to be temporary, just to get us out of danger and into safety. But when we are perpetually in this fight or flight mode in our societies these days, because we have so many emotional monsters, not so much physical dangers as we used to a long time ago, but they're more emotional dangers that we feel. When we're in this constant place of fight or flight, our immune system shuts down, our digestive system shuts down, our nervous system is flooded with adrenaline, where we go into like this adrenal failure sometimes. And so there's all this stuff that happens from being in fear, and it's being in the fear of losing conditional love. When we are able to connect into this unconditional love, to this higher place, it changes our health, it changes our bodies. It's beautiful. I mean, that's what disease is dis-ease. And our bodies are these beautiful machines that are made to self-repair and to kill cancers and repair bone even. There's so much that that science doesn't even know about. But when it's running at its highest capacity, it's a miracle machine. So just to know that message that comes with all this as well, that's a benefit of connecting to this beautiful, beautiful love that is so clearly expressed here as well. So I love this week for you, Aquarians, all my fellow brothers and sisters, or however you identify. I love you very much. I'm going to leave the video here, or the reading at least. And if you are looking for more messages of love from above, in addition to these weekly energy updates, I also put out monthly readings for each zodiac sign and a few other types of videos. So if you don't want to miss out on those messages and be notified immediately when they become available, if you give this video a little thumbs up and click the like button, also click the subscribe button, that gives you access to this notification bell. When you go in there, if you select the all option, then you'll be notified of any new videos that come out on this channel. Also, doing those things helps spread the love, and it helps me grow my channel, because when you like a video, you share a video, you comment on a video, or you subscribe to a channel, those things just make the YouTube algorithm so happy and wants to share those videos with other people as well. So if you feel inspired to do any of those things, I am definitely grateful for that. And also, these are general readings. If you're looking for even more specific information for your specific life, I do offer personal readings, and all that information is listed in the description box below. All right, all my fellow Aquas, as you go through this amazing week, please know that every second of every day of your life that you are unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things. And of course, I love you too. Have an amazing week. I'm sure I'll be talking to you very soon, but in the meantime, you hang in there and you take care.